Supreme Rising, Royal Family, Supreme Rising. Today is a beautiful day. Today is a magnificent day because you have another chance to do it again. You have the power to create the best version of yourself in this very moment, in this very space. And I am thankful for being in the space of consciousness and awareness. I wanted to stop by, and touch bases with you guys and give you all some insight on who I am and where I've gone and where I've been and where this journey is taking me. And a little bit about my upbringing. And for many of you who don't know, I was given the name Mary by both of my beautiful parents, who I believe were inspired by the Bible. I, along with my siblings, which I have 16 brothers and sisters, and my parents birthed 17 children, and we all look just alike. So there's 16 other versions of myself out here, my beautiful reflections out here on this earth plane, and we all share the same mother and father. And most of us have biblical names because my parents are very spiritual. They're very religious. They believe in Christianity. They are Pentecostal. I was brought up in church. My dad is a pastor. My mom is a missionary. And they're good-hearted people. But I was given the name Mary. And for a while, I felt a lot of responsibility that came with that name alone. I felt a lot of responsibility that was attached to that name, and for many of years I tried my best to live up to those responsibilities. But when I began my journey and my time of awakening, and when I began to discover, the truth behind religion and the false information that it's been placed upon many of us, I then began to feel a lot of disassociation with that name and that, amongst other things. And when I began to realize that I felt a deep connection with the earth, with the cosmos, with the stars, and with nature, I created the name SunStar for myself. So for a while, I went by the name SunStar, and after embarking upon, new journeys, and after leaving the country, my first time ever taking a major trip was leaving the country and spending some time in Mexico. And after that, I came back to the States and spent some time, and the more time that I experienced growing, and the more I grew and the more I am growing, I find different names that represents who I am. And after the name SunStar, I decided to call myself Ehli, which represents growth, maturity, and strength, and life. And so the more that I grow and the more that life brings about growth, I'm constantly changing like a chameleon. I'm readapting, I'm readjusting, and I'm changing. And now I go by the name URAU. That's URUA. URAU, which represents spirituality, which represents confidence, which represents, growth, maturity, everything about myself. It represents Mary, it represents SunStar, it represents, Ehli, which is EHLI, which represents spirituality, oneness, wholeness, power, royalty, divine. It represents many of things. And that's who I am in this moment. And so I just want to kind of, cover, why the many name changes. And you may see many more. The more I grow, the more I step into who I am, I'm going to adjust and readjust everything that also represents that growth and that level of maturity and that level of awareness. And URAU, it sounds beautiful, but I know the power behind that name. I know the meaning I've given it. I know how I feel when I carry and I wear it. And I wear it well. Yes, I do. Like I mentioned, my parents are both Pentecostal, I grew up in a very strict home, and for a while it shaped and molded me to the woman that I was for a while. I was very spiritual from childhood, and for a while it was really hard living up to the information that I was given. And most people looked at me and wanted me to be just like Virgin Mary. And it was kind of hard living up to people's expectations when you're introduced by your parents or your loved ones or your friends and the people that you are associated and connected to. This is Mary, especially in the Christian community, in the Christian churches. And it's, oh, you have Jesus' mother name. I know you're going to grow up and do great things. And it's like I have my own identity. Allow me to grow into who I am, So those are some of the reasons why I'm just constantly, changing. Because, like I said, I'm like a chameleon. I readjust to environments, my situations, and to my own growth. And just like the butterfly that I am meant to just be the beautiful person I am and to fly off and enter my own space and create my own realities and just be, and so that's how I came up with the name URAU, and it's a beautiful name, may I add. It's a very powerful name, and I love it. So so I wanted to just, to pretty much introduce myself and give you guys a little insight on, my journey. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you guys on a deeper level, spending a little more time with you, and just giving you some insight. For those of you who are wondering why, when I address my audience, my royal family, for all of you who are in your own light and in your own truth, when I addressed you all with this is the pyramid. There's no secrecy going on. There's no, secret codes or anything. But this was brought to me in spirit. When I addressed you, I'm rising in the rising. I take that pyramid, I flip it upward. And that's why I say supreme rising, because I'm going from my gut, which is my second brain, and I'm operating in my heart, which is my heart chakra. So when I come to you, I'm coming to you transitioning out of my brain, out of my solar plexus into my heart chakra. Supreme rising family, royal ones. So that gives you some insight of what that hand gesture means, so we all won't be confused about what is she doing here. That's what it is. It came to me overnight, and I just found myself flowing with this. And I asked myself, what is that you're doing? And it came to me. That's what it is. It just came to me. Some of us, when we want to, understand things and get in tune with things that don't make sense to us, we look for books or we look for other individuals outside of ourselves to make things make sense to us. But I am in divine purpose. I am in tune with who I am. So when I don't understand why I do certain things, it comes to me in spirit. It comes to me like a thought. I don't have to figure out what's going on by getting that information from anyone else. So it came to me as just simply going, as above, so below, as within, so without. I'm transferring from my sleepy state. When I wake up in the rise and I rise up, I'm transferring, because our bodies are digesting the energy that we're putting into it. Our second brain is processing those thoughts, those energies. So I'm going from my heart, from my brain, second brain, up into my heart chakra. And that's how I address so that's what that means. But I have so many things that I would love to share with you guys. I just want you guys to just, stay the course. I have so many great things that are unfolding for me, that are, it works for me, because I'm in a season of manifestations. I'm in a season of creating. All of my creative energy is just flowing, abundantly. I have so many great ideas. I have so many things that are in alignment and that are manifesting for me. And I want to share those things with you guys. But because, I haven't, putting everything in order, and I haven't, got things, signed, sealed, and delivered quite yet, I am not going to prematurely talk about those things, but I want you to know that I am creating so many ideas. I am tapping into my poetry, and I want to create a platform where we can all just be able to, share our creative energy and just be one. And when we're feeling like we need that extra push, that uplift, that we have a safe place to do so. And we just come and minister and inspire one another, be of inspiration and, to one another. And that's what I'm trying to create. Not only that, and I am also looking forward to, taking some of my time to volunteer to some of these facilities where women need to be, uplifted and to be heard. I'm going to volunteer my time in some of these facilities that are housing many women that are coming from broken places, and all they need is a word or two to let them know that they can keep going. And so that's one thing I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking calls, in my local area where women can reach out to me and I have someone to communicate with. And that's another thing that I'll be doing amongst many of other things. I have so many great things. And I'm going to be creating a podcast for my daughters and I, both of my children, all of my children, but we're going to start off with my daughters, where we can come to you and just be ourselves. And we can talk about the many things that we've gone through as a family, what we have gone through as a family, and how we've overcome a lot of those things, all those generational curses. And I want to allow my children, I want the world to see that I'm in a space where I can give my children a safe place to come and speak to me from their hearts about anything they feel comfortable talking about with me. I want to create a platform to let mothers know that, and parents know from, all walks of life, that it's okay to allow your children to be heard because they matter. So I'm going to create a platform where my children can come and we just build and let them express how my decisions affected them along their journey and how they overcome those things and how we all have healed and have began the healing process, so we can inspire many of you to do the same. Okay, so that's another thing that we are creating, a platform for my daughters and I. We have a beautiful name that we're going to call it, so you guys can be inspired by our journey. I also want to share with you guys, the many things that are happening for me and all of the great things. The universe is really gifting me with the many of things. I have so many things that I want to share with you. I am entering my first place, my very own place that I've had in a while. And I got it by the grace of manifestations, of the energy I put out, I attract. I have people that's in my reality that just are amazing. And I want to share those things with you guys. So I am going to use this platform for now to just keep you guys posted and to connect with you on different levels. I love you guys and thank you for your time. Peace, love, light, wisdom, and strength, royal family. Be a great day.